Hey everybody, Freezing Climber here, and I am excited for the Mario Kart Booster Pack. Man, 48 tracks added to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe for $25. It's a pretty good deal. But apparently a lot of people are noticing that the tracks come from Mario Kart Tour, specifically with how they don't look as good as the other tracks. But I want to assume that some of these are in the beta phase, which turned out to be right, but whatever. Plus, I'd rather play them here than in a bullshit gacha game where you control the game in the worst way possible. In any case, speculation is up and running, and I'm in. Like, assuming that it's all retro tracks, there's still a lot that could be improved or added to the game, from fan favorites to old classics. Now, I have a few personal rules in place for this list. At most, 2 of them will be new, and 2 of them will come from Tour, since that seems to be where more than a few of the tracks come from. The remainder will be from either courses that have been used before, but haven't been in 8 yet, or ones I personally want in. My only stipulation with these courses is that their music must not be the same as any courses that are currently in the game, as it's something unique that I kinda like about the game overall. Plus, it gives diversity. For example, because GCN Yoshi's Circuit is in the game as DLC, I can't put in GCN Mario or Luigi Circuit. And because DS Wario Stadium is in, Waluigi Pinball can't be. In any case, there are 40 spots remaining, meaning 5 tracks each. Let's get on with it. Starting out with SNES Tracks. Yawn. Are there ways to make SNES tracks interesting? Sure. I mean, SNES Donut Plains 3 from 8 is a good example, but the flat and lacking of variety courses make this one a bit weird. Or at least they would be if it wasn't for Tour, but I'm getting ahead of myself. For the new courses, Mario Circuit 4. It's the only Mario Circuit we haven't gotten yet, and while the track design is kinda bland, there's a lot to make it stand out. My idea would be adding in 3D world elements into it, like in Mount Mush Dash. Koopa Beach 1 is a pretty basic design overall, and it's hard to make a course like that interesting. Is it possible? Sure. Underwater exploration is always welcome, and some more depth and cool imagery could make Koopa Beach 1 an okay track. Out of all the courses in Super Mario Kart, the ones I hated the most were Choco Island and Vanilla Lake. One because it was so bumpy and the mud was so slippery, and the other because the ice blocks and snow sucked and the water was also awful. Thank goodness Mario Kart Tour introduced the concept of remix tracks. They're ones that take elements from these courses and turn them into brand new courses. It's awesome and perfect for Mario Kart 8. Finally, Bowser's Castle 1. We haven't gotten a Bowser Castle SNES course, so why not? Plus the terrain is rather chaotic, and it's begging for Mario Kart 8 to make it better. Now we're on to the N64 courses, a bit better overall, but we have one rule breaker in here. N64 Wario Stadium is a course where, if I had to choose one to break the rules, it would be this one. It's got so many bumps that 8's gameplay style would definitely make it stand out. And it's the only Mario Kart 64 track that hasn't been remade in one point or another. But it also has the same music as Royal Raceway, so unless they make a brand new remix, this is out. Also, Wario Stadium DS exists. If not, then I'll take N64 Bowser Castle, an oldie but a goodie. For tour courses, Kalamari Desert 2 is interesting, taking you through the train tracks in the middle of a regular lap, to count as 2 laps. A good idea for switching up a retro track. Frappe Snowland was given an okay glow up here, with beautiful scenery and a gliding ramp near the end, so translating it to this game wouldn't be too bad. As for ones I personally want back, Banshee Boardwalk was never one I personally liked in N64 or DS, but I think it could get a glow up and make it look spectacular. Utilizing trick systems to make it a better course to play overall, and maybe adding hidden pathways wouldn't be the worst thing. DK Jungle Parkway is one that needs an overhaul. It's okay in some places, but between the boost forward ramp and the cave, there's not much interesting terrain here, and maybe a gliding section during that part wouldn't be so bad. Moving on to Super Circuit, I will say a lot of the course designs are flatter than pancakes, similarly to Super Mario Kart, but the concepts for these levels are amazing, and they are utilized very well in Mario Kart 8 with Cheeseland and Ribbon Road, so a lot of these courses could be made interesting. Lakeside Park is one I always thought was interesting, a nice jungle-themed course with an environmental effect to it. I feel like the volcano erupting in this part could be like the cannonballs in Try Guy Beach, but trickable instead. An interesting aesthetic to be sure. Broken Pier is an interesting course layout-wise. It's neat to see all the trick ramps potentially leading to death, as opposed to Banshee Boardwalk, that's mostly closed off. Not to mention the booze. While they wouldn't be fun to translate to 8, I feel like introducing a similar gimmick for the booze would be neat. CTGP introduced something in which the booze would show you a shortcut path if they were there, and if they weren't there, they would become invisible, and that's a neat idea. Sunset Wilds has epic music, an epic theme, and an epic layout. I'm super glad that they brought it back in Tour, with its bells and whistles, but I would absolutely love to see it in Mario Kart 8. Cheep Cheep Island is a cool course. I love how it brings back the Pier aesthetic, and while it might be a bit similar to Cheep Cheep Beach or even the Broken Pier with all its piers, I still think that having the Cheep Cheeps block the pathway like they do in Tour would help. Also, adding a few trick ramps here or there wouldn't hurt either. As a personal pick, since we have N64 Rainbow Road and SNES Rainbow Road, GBA Rainbow Road might be the bit of craziness that we need to add to the game. Constant bumping, barely staying on track, it'll be a nightmare in 200C, and I'm all for it. Double Dash is a weird one. There are only a few of these courses in Tour, and a lot of them have already been taken out by the music stipulation, and or just being in the game already. Either way, the show must go on. Wario Colloseum may be a bit similar to N64 Wario Stadium, and even DS Wario Stadium, in terms of concept, but the metallic ring it inhabits makes it more extreme and tubular, plus it has a section perfect for gliding ramps and anti-gravity. Mushroom City is one I'm surprised they haven't added in yet, but at the same time I can understand that it's a bit more chaotic than people are used to. It could probably be made easier by adding anti-gravity on some of the buildings, but I really do think it's a generally neat course. Daisy Cruiser is a classic from Double Dash, and they did a great job bringing it back for 7. Not really sure if there are any improvements to be made, and sometimes that's okay. Dino Dino Jungle is the only one I can actually use from Tour, and I also think that it's got a good design in 7. If there's anything to change, maybe anti-gravity in the geyser section, but other than that I think it'll be fun as is. For my personal pick, I'd say either one at this point. Another Rainbow Road would be nice, and another Bowser's Castle would also be nice. While I prefer Bowser's Castle, I can see why a lot of people would want GCN Rainbow Road, especially to even out the number of Rainbow Roads already present. But from this point on, I'm limiting the number of Rainbow Roads and Bowser's Castle used. I don't hate them, but I want it to be a track variety, you know? When it comes to DS tracks, a lot of them have recycled music, though there is only one new option here besides Bowser's Castle and Rainbow Road. There's still a lot of good courses here that deserve being brought back though. Mario Circuit is better than Figure 8 Circuit solely because it's not just a plain Figure 8. It's got interesting hazards and such, but in terms of new things added, maybe some ramps, maybe an anti-gravity section near the end, so you won't have to deal with so many intense turns. Peach Gardens is a very neat course that should get a retooling at some point. It's extremely vibrant, and the flowers should be more visible. Not to mention, having a part where you can explore the top of the topiary and the hedge mage would be pretty cool. Luigi's Mansion again got a good revamp in 7, but that just means it can be brought into 8. Not specifically dissing 7, but Mario Kart 7 courses brought to Mario Kart 8 with better graphics are pretty cool overall. Airship Fortress was given an amazing glow-up in Tour. I'm a sucker for sunset backgrounds, and everything looking so fiery red is incredible. For intense turning, I will say that again, anti-gravity isn't a bad idea. Delfino Square is my personal pick because while it got a good update in Wii, it deserves a better update in 8. A gliding ramp at the end is mandatory, and maybe anti-gravity in the building section would help it seem less crowded. I gotta say, out of all the courses, Wii probably has some of the most underutilized and underrated courses in Mario Kart history, and it also means that the only 2 reused courses here are from Tour, the only ones from Tour. In any case, Toad's Factory is a banger, especially with its industrial setting. Anti-gravity would be perfect, as well as a glider when going outside the factory. Nothing else to say, but that it's untapped potential, with music that could be amazing to hear as a remix. Speaking of, Dry Dry Ruins has always been a favorite of mine. I just enjoy how you avoid falling pillars and trick off of them, to go inside a ruins area and then fly away to the starting point. Plus it's got awesome music, and it's the best desert track in any Mario Kart game. Maple Treeway, a reused one, but a classic to be sure. It's one that everybody loves for the calm autumn nature, combined with the many interesting twists and turns. DK7 is also a classic that I like for a similar reason. It's like Mount Wario but less complicated, and more focused on doing sick tricks down in Alpine. Plus a remix song would also be nice. Finally, I've always had a soft spot for Daisy Circuit. I'm a sucker for sunsets, and I like the music and aesthetic. The easiest improvements to make are putting anti-gravity in the tunnel and a gliding ramp at the secret stair entrance. Most of these courses are in Tour or 8, except for 2, so these will be pretty quick. The only new one, either Woohoo Island or Maka Woohoo. Personally, I like Maka Woohoo because the gliding section leads to chaos, but yeah, either one is good. Shy Guy Bazaar has a cool look. Rock Rock Mountain has a cool theme. Rosalina's Ice World has cool music, a cool look, and a cool theme. Daisy Hills has flowers, goats, and hot air balloons. A great aesthetic overall. Well, we're at the end. There's no point in talking about improvements because I feel like they're improved as much as they possibly can. Given their designs and recency, I wouldn't know how to improve them further either. And the aesthetics? I like New York, I like Vancouver, I like Sydney, I like Berlin, I like Christmas. And that's all of them. After going through them, I do think that if there is a 9, it'll be the last one for unique retro tracks, if they're all retro tracks. Now, for my next video, I don't think it'll be one that a lot of people are necessarily into, but I still hope that it does good. It'll also be the same length as the Lapis video. Joy!